Does using something like this really make a difference when it comes to baking your own bread rolls at home? I thought I would buy one and we could test it out and see if it really is as good as what it says it is. So if you're curious to see whether this really does make a difference and if it's worth spending the money on it, then let's go and make some bread rolls now and use this as our Test It Tuesday. Let's go. 250 mils of warm water, 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1.5 tablespoons of instant dried yeast. And then we're just going to leave that for about 5 minutes to bloom. This is well and truly bloomed. I may have forgotten about it, but it's 1/4 cup of oil, a teaspoon of salt, 1 egg, and then we're going to start with 3 cups of flour. Mix that together. And now we just want to knead this together until it is soft and smooth. And we're just going to cover that and leave it to brew for about 1.5 hours. It's been about 1.5 hours and my dough has definitely risen, so we're just going to give it a light knead. And then you just want to divide your dough into 6 portions of about, I think 100 grams is going to be plenty in here. We're just going to place them in here. Now you will have some left over using this dough, but the leftover dough I'm just going to make like a little mini cinnamon scroll or something. And then we're just going to cover this and leave it for about half an hour. It's been 30 minutes. These have clearly brewed a second time. I'm just going to give them a light brush with milk. You could do an egg wash if you wanted them a bit glossier. Just be very gentle when you're doing this because you don't want to deflate your rolls. I do have my oven preheating to 180 degrees fan forced. I am going to be using everything but the bagel seasoning. You could put sesames on the top, whatever you prefer. You don't need to put anything. I just love this combination on my bread rolls. And now we're just going to bake these for about 15 to 20 minutes. So these were in the oven for 15 minutes. They look pretty done to me. I'm just going to leave them to cool for about 10-15 minutes and then we'll have a look at them. I've just popped the bread rolls on a cooling rack because I've got a little idea of what we can do with the leftover dough. I just rolled it out flat. I put some cinnamon butter over the top and then cut it and I've just popped them inside. I'm going to prove it for 30 minutes and bake it and we'll see how they turn out. So I have proved these for about 30 minutes. I'm going to give it just a light brush with milk and then I'm going to pop it in the oven, I think at about 180 fan forced. We'll see how it goes. I ended up cooking these about 15 minutes. I'm just going to let them cool on the cooling rack. And I have just done a really easy little glaze just to put over the top. These are the bread rolls all cooled down and I love the fact that they are completely even. The combination of weighing the dough and then having them in the silicone moulds definitely made a difference. These are soft and fluffy on the bottom and nice and crunchy on the top. I am so impressed with how these have turned out and will definitely be using this mould every time I make bread rolls. If you'd like a set of these silicone molds yourself, I do have a link to the ones I bought. It's just up the top in my stand store and scroll down to These Just Make Life Easier. You'll see them there. And the cinnamon scrolls I did ended up tasting so delicious, so make sure you follow along because I'll share that recipe soon as well.